It's a dog-eat-dog world out here. How you guys doing? Eric here. Today's Sunday, December 7th, 2014. It's been a while since I made a video. It's been almost a year since I started my channel. I think the last video I made was in September. So it's been a few months. Finally got a nice day here in Colorado. Well, the weather's been pretty nice, you know. With like some kind of a nice warm flow going, but I've seen a lot of chemtrails lately. Today's the first day in like a couple weeks that I haven't seen any chemtrails at all. Finally got a little rain in California last week. You watch one channel that I'm into is the Harp Report. He's showing how they tried to stop that storm, but they failed. But they were able to keep it like a warm enough storm to where there's no snowpack falling on the Sierras. It just got rain and flooding. It really doesn't do anything to help the drought situation there. It's just causing more problems with flood. But he's pointing out how they're using all kinds of microwave and chemtrails and HAARP, all that stuff combined to keep the drought going in California. Basically pointing out how it's an act of genocide going on. So I guess basically what I'm trying to say is that everything they're telling us on the news is bullshit. I was watching Dabu 777 this morning, and he points out the bombshell that the Ferguson riots, Ferguson protests are all about rezoning the area, getting the poor people out of there, and you know, kind of like what they did down in Denver. They turned the poor area into a ritzy homosexual condominium area. They build all these fancy loft condominiums and sell them to the homos for $2 million each for a little 2-bedroom place. It used to be the home to poor people. Well, the idea is there's just no more room for the poor people in this country. They're being forced out, jailed, put into camps, left to die. And they just don't give a shit. I was watching this video the other day where there's this big old homeless area in California where people would go, and it's kind of like a jungle. They'd build their little shelters in there, and they were living there for quite a while, man. And now they're going in there and they're kicking them all out. There's just nowhere to go, man. If you don't play the role by the system, they're cracking down on you, man. I heard a guy recently, I guess now down in Denver, it's illegal to sleep in your car. I heard there's a guy that was facing felony charges for sleeping in his car. So yeah, they're definitely, and they got camps out in eastern Colorado where they're sending the homeless to now. And you don't hear about that, but I've got some inside sources that are telling me this shit. Well, the ones in North Carolina are pretty much well known that they've illegalized homelessness there, and they're taking homeless people and putting them into basically FEMA camps. That's what's going on now. So, yep, it's illegal to be homeless in America now. So basically, we're all being forced into the system, you know, or forced out of it, you know. Well, so we gotta play by the rules, right? We gotta find a job. We gotta, you know, have a place to live. We got, it's, and they just make it harder and harder on people every day. I mean, the price of living keeps going up. They keep adding more and more taxes, taking away more and more rights. It's just, man, they're making it really tough to live on this fucking planet. It goes back to like my buddy Rich. Well, he's not my buddy, but he's a guy I watch on YouTube, and he talks about how this whole physical reality is nothing but a fucking prison for our soul. They're keeping us trapped here. That's what life's all about, man. It's a big fucking prison. And, think about it. We're stuck in this, forced to do things we don't want to do, forced to feel pain and fucking, emotion. All that is used against us, and then when we die, they try to keep our soul trapped here. There's so many mechanisms that your belief systems, religion, it's all designed to keep us trapped in this fucking matrix. And we got to realize this before we die, that it's all bullshit, and you don't want to be reincarnated back into this fucking hellhole, because the truth is, this is hell. Planet Earth is hell, and we want out of it. We don't want to be stuck here anymore. So that's what I'm learning, is that life is not what we think it is. It's a trap, it's a prison, and we need to get out of it. I've talked about this before in other of my videos, but it's the only thing that makes any sense to me, why all this shit is happening. It's just like they live, the Matrix, these evil entities feed off our negative energy, and without us here suffering, they'll starve to death. And that's what's really going on this planet. Everything else is bullshit that they use to keep us suffering and not understanding the truth. So once you understand the truth, it's hard for them to feed off your negative energy anymore, because you realize what's going on. In the last few months, I've quit using fluoride, quit drinking, quit smoking weed, only because I got in some trouble and I was forced to. We won't go into that because I got a court case coming up, and I don't want to go into the details, but let's just say I'm in trouble, and that's what they like, man. They want to keep us in trouble. So even though I live in Colorado, I'm not allowed to smoke weed. Otherwise, they'll throw me in jail. So they hate it, man. They hate marijuana because it's a good medication for people. People can grow it themselves, and they cut them fucking assholes right out of the equation. Well, the powers that be, they just can't have that, man. That's why they have to control it. And I'm like, why do I gotta quit smoking weed? Well, because it's illegal to the federal government, and if you don't, we'll throw you in jail. That's why. That's the only reason they gave me, because we said so, basically. Fucking control freaks is what they are. But you know what? If I was using some drug that was prescribed by a psychiatrist, that's fine. Some kind of Prozac or something, or any kind of medication prescribed by a doctor, as long as I have a prescription for it, I could use it. And even if I had a prescription for marijuana, I wouldn't be able to use it. Because she explained to me that it's not actually a prescription. It's I don't know what it is, but it's not a legal prescription to them for medical marijuana. Even if you have a medical marijuana card, and you get in trouble, you still can't use it. So they want to say marijuana is legal in Colorado. It's fucking bullshit. It's quasi-legal. It's semi-legal. pretty much if you get caught with any amount in your system driving a car, even if you didn't even smoke that day, they're going to give you a DUI. They don't give a fuck. So if you're going to drive, you might as well just quit smoking weed, man. That's what a person in my drug and alcohol class told me a long time ago, long before marijuana was even legal in Colorado, or semi-quasi legal in Colorado. That sure, you should be able to smoke marijuana, sure, but if you do, you should give up your driver's license. Well, I'll tell you right now, I smoked marijuana all my life since I was like 9 years old, and I've driven all my life since I was 14. You know what? I've never had an accident. The truth is, even with alcohol-related accidents, they probably would have happened anyways. It probably had nothing to do with the alcohol or the drugs, but that's what they're going to blame it on, punish you for it. So it's all bullshit, man. That's what I'm saying. Everything. This whole world is nothing but a bunch of bullshit, and I'm fucking sick of it. Not much I can do about it. They tell us, oh, if you want to change things, go vote. That's bullshit. If you want to change things, go protest. That's bullshit. All these protests are fucking doing nothing but playing right into the hands of the fucking cocksuckers. That's what the protests are doing. They get the protests going, and then they throw their insiders in there, their provocateurs, to stir up the shit, and then they just demonize all the protests. So it's fucking worthless. Protesting does no good. Non-violent protesting does no good. Voting does no good. And if you try to fight back, they just fucking incarcerate your ass. So I just say fuck you all. It's all bullshit. And that's all I gotta say. So yeah, you might get the idea that I'm a little bit salty here. A little bit fed up. Just a little bit fed up with it all. But see, if you go to court with this attitude and tell it to the judge, see what happens to you. They'll fucking call you crazy. Probably end up in a psycho hospital with lots of tender loving medication. That's what they'll give you. No marijuana though. Only doctor prescribed tender loving medication. That'll help you see better. And that's a wonderful use of their technology. So they can get us to pee in a cup and track everything we do. Basically like sticking a microscope up your ass. So they can control you. And if they can't control you that way, they'll put you in a cage and control you that way. It's fucked, man. Yeah, I'm just fed up with it all, man. This is America for you. This great fucking slave colony we live in. We're so proud of. Brainwashed to believe in it. What a great fucking shithole we live in that we stole. What we live in is a fucking kleptocracy. It's not a democracy. Who says democracy is positive anyways? Democracy ain't nothing but fucking mob rules. Hooray for me and fuck you. And fucking capitalism. You know? He who plots most against everybody else gets away with stealing everything. That's what we call capitalism, which I call fucking kleptocracy. Yep. America's a fucking kleptocracy where powerful people steal everything and the rest of us get punished. That's America.